What's going on, YouTube? I want to do a follow-up video and show you the finished product with regards to my mango trees and protecting them. So what I did was, probably if you saw my last video, it'll kind of explain, so I won't go into full detail on how I did it, but I hammered those rebars into the ground. I framed out the top first, hammered the rebar into the ground, and then disassembled it, and then reassembled it. And what I got was a 9.5 wide by 10-foot long cage, so approximately 90 square feet or 95 square feet. Yeah, around 90 square feet. Did the same thing with this one, and what I did was also, because at the time I had basically changed my mind. I had changed my plans. I was originally going to individually wrap these, and then in the middle, the Malika, I was going to cover her, but I've since changed my mind. I purchased a 26 by 50 frost cloth, a custom frost cloth that's going to cover the whole cage, both cages combined, and which would probably allow me to not have to use any supplemental heating, but I probably will anyway. I'll put it on the thermostat. I have one of those thermostats that can do that. So anyway, what I will do when I receive the frost cloth, I'll make a video on it. Another thing I wanted to point out, instead of using a coupling, because I had to cut it down, I couldn't do 10 feet wide because it would have been too much. At first, it wouldn't have accepted my 10-foot wide frost cloth. That was my first problem. But since then, I decided that those tees, I'm going to use them for vertical supports. So I just have to turn them in the right direction. But we'll see how that goes. Change of plans. Over here is the cogshaw, and it already has a 10 by 20 frost cloth on top of it. I use these clamps to hold it down. They work great. It's easy, especially if you're outside by yourself. You don't necessarily, and it's windy. I mean, I've had times where I had to cover my trees up, and the wind was blowing 15 miles an hour and couldn't do it. And when I got those, it helps. The only problem is with this frost cloth, it doesn't completely cover this tree entirely, but it does offer it some protection. So I will use supplemental on that one. I'll use some Christmas lights, and that should do the trick. Good thing that tree is going to stay dwarf or semi. Okay, now here's the problem right here. This is the Valencia Pride. Now, the way I have this thing set up is because of my pavers, I had to angle those pipe or that rebar in the ground and then angle the PVC pipe. But it actually worked out. It actually fit. Because I ran out of those special treaded nipple, elbow, whatever they are, I had to use some brain power, a little brain power I had, and extend my vertical supports out a little bit. And it actually works. It worked good. Same on the other side. I'm not going to open it up, but anyway, you see what I'm doing. Anyway, so I have a 6x25 frost cloth, which is this white one. Goes over left to right, and then a 8x20 that goes over the top on the other side. The 8x20 doesn't completely touch the bottom. The 6x25 touches the bottom. So it'll have a little bit of, open area on the bottom, but it should get enough coverage. Squirrels are going crazy. Anyway, so what I did was I did the same size cage for a Lancetilla, and actually I angled the rebar into the ground the same way I did with the Lancetilla, and I used the 6x25 to go around. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, I'll take off the top here. Okay, this is looking on the inside. Got some plumerias in there with the Lancetilla, but you can kind of get an idea. This cage is a little over maybe 5.5 feet tall, so it gives a little bit of slack on the top, a little bit of slack on the bottom. And then I had an 8-foot round frost cloth that I'll just drape over the top. Now on this one here, this is the Namdak Mai. Here it is. I did the same with a 6x20. This cage is a little smaller, but a 6x20 frost cloth all the way around, and then I draped it over with a 10x10. And then you clamp them down, and I'll pull them tight when the time comes. But the good thing about it is that I can remove the top, and I could just leave the sides up. I don't have to mess with it. It'll still get light transmission. And there's this avocado bacon. I won't have to, I don't think, cover this one. I may, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But give you an idea of what it looks like back here. I will cover my lychee though. And I'll throw any sensitive seedlings and plants into the cages, put them all together. But anyway, I'll make another video later when I receive the frost cloth, the large one, so give you an idea. But I hope this helps. If you needed it, and thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, just leave them in the comment box down below. Thank you. Have a good day.